Good morning. Welcome back to Kevin Toll Reads. Happy Friday. I have a book review. Jeffrey Archer, Nothing Ventured. This is book one in the William Warwick Detective Series. This was published in 2019. This is, again, the first century, so it's a big setup book, in my opinion. Obviously, the first half of the book, you're setting up, learning about William Warwick, his family, how he comes about. He's this English-born chap, and his father is this renowned lawyer named Sir Julian, and he comes from a pretty well-off family, and he's in university and is coming upon graduation, and he's kind of have a little bit of strife with his father because he doesn't want to be a lawyer and follow in his father's footsteps, and he wants to do his own thing, which is he wants to be a detective. And so upon graduating, he enrolls in life as a beat cop, and he's under the mentorship of this character named Fred. And I really enjoyed Fred as a character. But William soon learns that he has a knack for things, and he applies for a position at the infamous Scotland Yard, and he's kind of sought out and looked at from some of the others that are trying to find talent. And so he is immediately assigned to work for the detective unit, specialized unit for arts and antiquities division. And so he begins to investigate different things and meets the characters in that division, some side characters, and develops relationships and kind of stands out like a sore thumb. Everyone calls him kind of a choir boy because he comes from a well-off family, but he's very eager to prove himself. And all the while, he takes on a couple cases, and one of them is a challenge of finding this missing Rembrandt and a forger, and that they're going after. And all the while, he's got this new girlfriend, and this new girlfriend, does she have a past, or is there something she's not telling him? And that's kind of like the summary of the book. So a couple things, probably not spoilers here, but some things that I really enjoyed, obviously, is you with any new series, and if you're new to the channel, I read a lot of series, but the first entry is always, I think, kind of makes you very excited because you're getting to meet the character, you're learning about backstory some, you kind of get the origin kind of story. And so getting to learn about William and his ascension in the ranks and trying to prove and pay his dues, I think that was interesting. I think going against his father's wishes and, going against the grain there, all while trying to get his father's acceptance, I think also added a layer of conflict and to the story. Fred, his mentor when he's on the beat as a new constable. I thought that was great. Fred was such a great character. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed Fred. I'm not going to leave it at that. I'm not going to spoil anything. I think the case with the Rembrandt was kind of this cat and mouse thing, and I thought that was interesting. I definitely. The character there, the antagonist there, and the story, and the wife, and is she helping and that kind of thing, or is she got her own agenda? I thought was interesting. I like the fact that the book had kind of a Law and Order type vibe to it a little bit, in the sense that they do detective work, they do apprehensions, but then you get to see it into the courtroom, so to speak, especially with his father and his sister, both in law. And so I thought that was interesting. I think Beth, his girlfriend, that evolution there was really interesting as well. And then you get to learn about her secret and her father and his case. And then, Sir Julian, being, taking on the case and pulling some markers or favors. And I thought that was interesting. I really liked the climax in the conclusion. I thought the last paragraph of the book was kind of, speaking in parlance, for this book, was kind of cheeky, in the sense that it kind of left a little bit to be desired, or kind of little shades of shrouds of mystery at the end. And I thought that was interesting as well. My only real dislike was it was a little slow in the middle section a little bit. But I think a lot of that has to do with the fact they were setting up for the climax and trying to push the plot along a little bit. There was nothing that really buffered that, kept the story going, the plot and action or dynamic or conflict up enough. It got a little slow there, but not enough that was, even gonna question, finishing it or not. But I thought it was a little slow at the middle. In terms of rating, I give this a 4.1. I thought it was a solid first entry to a series. Definitely makes me want to continue on with the series. There's currently 6 books out. The 7th book comes out in September. And so it's nice to see that this is still on plan with Jeffrey Archer to continue to publish these works. And so I'm interested in book 2, obviously, and that'll probably be something that I'll mix in with some of the other series I'm reading on a weekly basis as well. So that's my review. My 4th book read this week, Jeffrey Archer, Nothing Ventured, first book in the William Warwick series, and I really enjoyed it. So if you've read this series, please drop me a comment below. I would love to hear from you if you've read any Jeffrey Archer. I think he so far has really done a great job as an author. The Cain and Abel trilogy I really enjoyed. I also enjoyed the standalone novel, Not a Penny More, Not a Penny Less. But if you've read any Jeffrey Archer, I'd like to hear from you and what your thoughts are. Happy Friday, and that is the review. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will talk to you later. Thanks.